4 years ago, I bought a house without telling my husband while he was at a golf tournament. Today, we're pulling in about $120,000 a month from our RV park portfolio, and I'm about to show you how we went from nearly losing everything to building a multi-million-dollar empire. I'm Michelle Bisson, and while everyone else was fighting over overpriced single-family homes and apartment buildings, we discovered a massive opportunity hiding in plain sight. RV parks are solving two of America's biggest problems right now: affordable housing and affordable vacations. So think about it. Disney costs about $300 per night, but families can stay at an RV park for about $60, where they can reconnect around campfires instead of screens. And here's the kicker. 90% of America's RV parks are owned by mom and pops who want to retire but don't know how. That's thousands of motivated sellers, and most investors don't even know this market exists. Today, that leap has grown into a multi-million-dollar portfolio serving tens of thousands of guests every year. By the end of this video, you'll see how we risked everything, built from the ground up, and found freedom on the other side. I hated hearing that voice coming out of Patrick's office every single morning. I'm talking about one of those toxic people who thinks demeaning employees somehow motivates them, when really all it really does is make their wives want to send hate mail. Then COVID hit, and Patrick's job security went out the window, and that's when everything changed. We had dinner with friends who'd been investing in real estate for about 16 years, and I thought, God, that sounds so easy. I can do that. So the next day, I literally went out and bought a house without telling Patrick. He was on the golf course. He wasn't answering his phones, so I had to make the decision myself. When he finally picked up, I said, "Hey, by the way, we bought a house. It's gonna be fine, we'll talk about it later," and I hung up. I tell him all the time that I'm playing the longest game of I told you so in the history of man. From that single house purchase, I started running about 15 single family rentals. We built the villas in Scottsdale, opened the doors, and we went from buying the single family homes to building a $20 million portfolio. But here's what really lit the fire under me. When they finally let Patrick go and trust me it was coming, I sat him down and I asked, "Is this even something you want to continue to do anymore? You're building for people that like to get bonuses and beach houses, and you're not even doing anything for yourself." That's when we had to make a choice. Do we stay safe or do we bet on ourselves? The RV park thing was a pure accident. There was this random line at the bottom of an email that included a mobile home park and a storage unit on it. We had never considered RV parks before that. We had never been to an RV park. Our friends and family thought we were insane when we went into real estate investing. When we leaped into RV parks, they were pretty sure we needed professional help. So let's talk about our first deal. The listing price was about $3 million. We negotiated it down to $1.8 million and closed it in less than 60 days using creative financing. 30% of that was seller financed, 30% of that from a private money partner, and the rest through a bank loan that our partner sponsored. When we got there, this place was basically a scrapyard. I mean, we had broken down RVs that didn't run, junk everywhere, trash. Some guy was breeding some weird animal in a camper, and there was a drug dealer that was living on site. We had one of the guest sons pull a knife on our maintenance guy the night before I moved in, and so the first thing we had to do was kick everybody out. That was literally my first job. My husband joked that I'm known as the scariest woman in Branson. In order to make this happen, we had to move 2 states away and fully integrate into the park in the dead of winter. We literally went from a 4,600 square foot house to a 900 square foot park model. Living there initially was really tough, and it fast-tracked our learning curve by years. I discovered our electricity bill was about $8,000 a month, which led us to install individual meters, saving us about $100,000 annually. We tore down the rotting cabins, cleaning up the junk, kicking out the people that made it unsafe for families. We added new pads, a new clubhouse, new bathrooms, and in 6 months we increased the park's revenue by about $100,000. We went from $275,000 to about $375,000, and we're on track to hit our projections. For our second park, that came just 60 days after our first one, and it was 100% seller financing, no money down. So the broker brought this one to us. The woman who owned the park off of Route 66 was a commercial loan officer, and she was running her park on the side. Everyone assumed she wanted to quit the park and focus on her career, but when we sat her down, we realized her biggest issue was that she wanted to quit her job. She was afraid that if she left the bank, they'd pull her loan on the park, and so we completely restructured the offer. We gave her 5% equity, brought her in as a manager, and at 100% seller financing, that included the down payment she put in her 2 weeks notice at her job that day. The best part is that after 10 years without any real vacation, she finally got to take a transatlantic cruise while we ran the park for 6 weeks. Finding the seller's real problem is everything in these deals. That's when I realized we weren't just buying real estate, we were solving people's problems and getting paid handsomely for it. Today we serve tens of thousands of guests across our portfolio. We've got parks spanning from Florida to Alaska, and our Alaska park brings in over $1 million in just 5 months because of the short season. We've got so many different revenue streams in each park that we're talking e-bike rentals, golf carts, boat charters, ice machines, arcades, restaurants, live events, you name it. Each one is specific to what that area will need. We always structure every park for maximum profitability using what I call the hybrid model. Basically, 25 to 33% of our residents are year-round. They live there for under $1,000 a month. Think retirees, baby boomers, people who own affordable housing with community. These tenants pay all our bills, utilities, staff salaries, loan payments, everything. The other 66 to 75% are short-term guests. There are families on vacation, they're weekend warriors, seasonal travelers paying $60 to $80 per night. Since our bills are already covered, the long-term residents, all of this is extra profit. This model gives you stability and an upside. Your bills are always paid. You can scale revenue through occupancy and amenities. Now, one way we were able to take our empire to the next level was by running a fund. 8% quarterly returns to our investors, and on exit, it's an 80% return. We don't take any money out of the parks at this time because we're renovating and expanding. Our active income comes from acquisition fees. When we close a park, that's what we charge to do all of the work from underwriting, reviewing, visiting, meeting the sellers, and structuring good terms for each of our park investors. We work harder than we've ever worked before, but we're doing it together with some of our closest friends on our team. We're building futures not just for us, but for our team and creating amazing memories for everyone who visits. So you might be wondering, what does my lifestyle look like now? Well, we never have to answer to a boss again, and that was, to me, the real win. Knowing my husband never has to hear that awful man on the other side of the phone, I really do hope that he watches this at some point and realizes that everyone in the house hears you acting like Napoleon with a massive security issue. Anyway, we can take time off when we want to because our solid operations team, we have more flexibility. We put in hard work for those first few years and did what needed to be done to grow our business, and now we're reaping the benefit of that. But let me be brutally honest with you, there's no easy button. No matter what anyone tells you, these parks don't run themselves. Management will make or break your park in a weekend. Everything was brand new to us. We didn't know back-end systems, value adds, zoning, planning sewer lines, how to find leaks, the capacity of electric lines, guest management, terminology, all of that. We weren't even sure we found a gold mine or if we committed ourselves to something incredibly stupid. Neither of us had ever been in a park or really knew they existed. Turns out, thankfully, it was a gold mine, but only because we were willing to do the work that most people aren't. For us, this isn't about making money, it's about making sure that we can impact those we love and those around us as much as possible. Whether that's giving people a place to live because they can't afford traditional housing, helping investors make higher returns so they can retire comfortably, or making sure that our loved ones get to fulfill their dreams. The opportunity is massive right now. Baby boomers want to sell, but they don't know how to handle the tax implications. Families need affordable vacation options. Most investors are still chasing overpriced apartments and houses, while this market is completely overlooked. While Disney costs $300 per night and hotels are crushing families financially, RV parks offer $60 nights where families actually reconnect around campfires instead of screens. Plus, it solves the affordable housing crisis by offering long-term stays for under $1,000 a month. The goal is to leave a legacy. My daughter Taylor is now our asset manager, and we're building something that could be a family legacy, but honestly, we'll probably sell eventually. Unless, of course, the kids decide they want to continue what we've built. Looking back, if I could do it all again, I would have done it all in my 20s. Then we'd be speaking from my yacht somewhere in the middle of the ocean. My hope is that this story may inspire all of you, or some of you, if you're thinking about getting into the RV park investing world. Know this, it's a lot of work, so know what you're getting into. Know your numbers and understand that nothing worth doing is easy. You constantly have to build relationships with the right people that allow you to take the deals that you need to take. Our second park owner didn't want to sell. She was definitely not going to seller finance, and we got that one at 100% seller financing and kept the owner on as a manager for a couple of years. Her whole thing was that she just liked us. She was at a point where she needed something different. She didn't really want the owner aspect of having the park. She just wanted to be the manager. And when we went around and met her, we just connected really, really well and listened to what it was that she needed. But if you're willing to put in the work and you're ready to bet on yourself instead of building somebody else's dream, this might just be the opportunity you've been looking for. The most important thing, just take action. I literally brought my first real estate investment without even telling my husband, and it changed our entire financial future. And you don't need to do that, but you also don't need to be perfect. You need to just start. If you want to learn more about how we're building this empire and how you might be able to join us as an investor or learn our acquisition strategies, make sure to subscribe and check out my links below. I'm sharing everything I know about building wealth through RV parks. I'm Michelle Bassan, and I'll see you in the next one.